I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl. Today, we're going to talk about setting goals on this episode of the Rocket Girl Show. Let's get started. Welcome, everybody, to the Rocket Girl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor. I'm thrilled you're here. Today, we're going to talk about recommendations for making your business goals a reality. If you're joining us for the first time, I am the founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor aspiring and established VAs to create, grow, and scale their virtual assistant businesses. I work with students in my free online community, my courses, and my coaching programs. And today I'll be your host for the Rocket Girl Show. This is a weekly live stream show that airs every Thursday at 11:30 Eastern. And each episode of the Rocket Girl Show is packed with useful information about what it takes to be a success as a VA. And these tips are definitely for you if you're just starting out or you've been in business for a while. So we are streaming all the places. We are on LinkedIn. We are on Twitter. We are all over Facebook, and we are on YouTube. If you're watching us from YouTube, click the subscribe button and ring that bell so that you'll be notified, because we have free trainings every single week. And while you're over on our YouTube channel, take a look around. My team and I have spent a bunch of time working on the playlists and the graphics and making it a wonderful place. There are over, I think there's close to 700 videos over there, all about virtual assistants. So definitely check it out. Okay, good. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about 6 tips. Actually, now that I say that, yeah, I think it is 6 tips for goal setting. Now, I'm talking about this when we're doing this live. It is December 14th. Now, this is an interesting thing, because this is a time of year when a lot of people do set goals. However, you don't need to wait until January 1st to get started. A lot of people do that. They say after the holidays, right? After the holidays. And the reason I say this is because what you're doing is you're, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but you're sort of laying on top of your goals an artificial date. You know, you can start working on anything on Tuesday. You know, you don't on December 14th. It doesn't have to be January 1st. And I know with the holidays, a lot of us are thinking, you know, I don't have time. And I think the difference is that we let ourselves lose focus during certain times of the year. And this is definitely one of them. So there's no need to stay stuck for the next 2 weeks. If you can move forward, and yes, maybe it's not at the same speed that you would move forward if it were January. But I really want you to think about what can you do now between now and the end of the year to move your business forward and not use that artificial date of, the new beginning. I also think that puts a lot of pressure on us, because for recovering perfectionists, like a lot of you are, we think I'll get it right this time. It'll be different. When instead, if you just lean into small goals all the time, you're going to make more progress overall, and you're going to feel better. All right. So let's dive into these tips. Okay. So the first one is when you set a goal for yourself, I want you to use measurable words. Okay. Because it's very easy for goals to be slippery, right? So, an example would be, my business is generating $50,000 or more by the end of 2024. All right. So by measuring it, whether you're on track, right? Whether or not you're on track. So use measurable words. Another goal could be that, I finish my website by this date. And one of the things I want to talk about is this concept of making the goal a stretch. So here's an example. Last January, I worked with my team, and we redid our VA Connection website. It was 2 pages. It was terrible, but it wasn't the priority. And then one day it became the priority, right? Last January. So it would be 100% completely reasonable for me to take 6 months, 4 months, any number of months to spend on that website and really get it right. Really get it right. That would be reasonable, right? However, we did it in 3 weeks. Now, I ate, slept, and drank the website, but by condensing it, we got it over with. I think we did a great job. I had a lot of help with, people helping me with the graphics and the writing and all the things. But by doing that, I was able to move on and do something else. We did a lot of stuff this year. We accomplished a lot. And it's because we made the goals a stretch. And usually what the stretch is the timeline, right? It's usually the timeline, because we say to ourselves, well, it would be reasonable to, take a couple of months to send my first newsletter. Or you could also do it on Friday, right? You could do it on Monday. You could do it in a couple of days. So I want you to think about that and how exciting it would be to have these projects behind you, okay? The next thing, and this is really important, I want you to write down your why. Why do you have this goal? Why is this goal important to you? Because the thing is that, I have goals for my future, and they're big goals, like buy a house and, have enough money to retire, have enough money to help our kids, have enough money to be able to visit our kids anytime we want. Those are really important goals for me. And so when I neglect my business, I know I'm not going to get to those goals, right? I know I'm not going to get to those goals. So instead of thinking about, for the newsletter example again, I'm not going to write my newsletter because I'm tired. If you tie that to, we're not writing my newsletter is neglecting my business. Neglecting my business is stopping me from growing. If I stop growing my business, I'm not going to have enough money to fill in the blank, right? So I want you to think about it like that. That is sort of a catastrophizing, like, oh no, but it's true. It's true. When we neglect our business and we say, oh, I have too much client work. It's like, okay, so are your clients going to help you get to your goals? Probably not. Probably not. It's really finding the space, whether it's 15 minutes a day or an hour a day or whatever it is, to keep things moving. Really important. Now, here's something that a lot of people don't like. They don't like deadlines, right? A lot of people don't like deadlines, but I'll tell you what, things that get tracked like deadlines are things that happen. Now, I was sharing with my VA school students this morning, I have a lot of projects I want to work on right now. And I was kind of spinning around and I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do? And I want to show you a system that I have that works really well. So when I have a project, I sketch it out on a 3x5 card. You can do this a million different ways. You can use Trello. You can, do it in a Word document. You can use project management software, whatever you want. But I tend to like to do it here. And if it's bigger than this, I'll sketch it out on a big piece of paper with a pen. There's just something about that really works for me. So what you want to do is write down the path. So, if, for example, it's an email newsletter, you'll need to name it. You'll need to make a banner. There's a checklist that you'll make for yourself as you work your way through the project. And you can add and subtract things off of this list as you're doing it. It's just a matter of keeping what's important in front of you. Now, when you're working on one thing, often you get a million other really good ideas. All right, I want you to write them down, and then I want you to put them, like my stack right here, off to the side. Okay, I want you to put them off to the side and just focus on this. All right, just focus on this, because I know a lot of us think we can multitask, we can do a million things, and it doesn't work. It just 100% doesn't work. Okay, so map out a path for one project at a time, and set deadlines. Okay, and then you want to track your progress. That's one of the things I find a lot of joy in is crossing things off the list. Crossing things off the list. It's really important to do that, and to acknowledge, and this is the next thing, and to acknowledge your progress, right? So it's easy to say, okay, I'm going to do my email newsletter and I did my banner, but I still have 25 other things to do, and to get down about it. Instead, I want you to like high five yourself. I did my banner. Yeah. Okay, let's go. What's next? And really acknowledge the success and the progress that you're making. And also, the main thing in all of this is, how are you talking to yourself about it? And that's the point I was just making. It's like, are you looking at your success and celebrating that, or are you looking at your list of all you have to do and getting down on yourself? You really have to watch how you talk to yourself. It's really important. It's really important. Okay. So these are some tips for goal setting. So measurable, make it a stretch, like go for it, right? Write down the why. I have a Post-it right on my computer, right over here. It's an orange computer, orange Post-it. The why is right there. It's crystal clear, right? Crystal clear. Map out your path, keep it simple, super simple, set deadlines. And when you set the deadline, even if it's unreasonable, do what you need to do to make it happen, right? Do what you need to do to make it happen. Track your progress and celebrate success. And if you do those things consistently, you will absolutely have the formula for setting and achieving the goals that you want. So it really is a daily process. It's not something that we do, every quarter or every year. And if you're a big planner and you want to plan the whole year, that's great. But make sure that plan boils down to, what am I going to do on Thursday at noon, right? Really bring it down, because otherwise it's easy to get lost in the clouds and not get into action. All right, so let's say hello to who's here. So Michelle is here from Frisco, and Frederica is here from Amsterdam. Hello, Heather is here from Chattanooga, and this is Chris in Sacramento. Hello, Talara is here from Alberta, and Jane is here from England, and Tammy is here from Minnesota. And I see a lot more of you here as well. So thank you for coming, and thank you for attending the RocketGirl Show. I really appreciate it. All right, so I want to make sure, whoops, hold on, boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. I want to make sure you join me for the next episode right here next week. I'll be watching for you. If you're new to the community and you're not part of our main group, it's called the VA Connection. Please scoot on over to Facebook and check us out. Click the join button, and I'd love to have you. All right, everybody, I'm Belinda Sandor, Rocket Girl, signing off till next time. Bye for now.